Well, Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman will reportedly remain on the National Security Council, even after providing testimony against President Trump. Vindman's attorney says his client will stay on as a Ukraine expert until his detail ends in July of next year. That's really strange, isn't it? Well, joining us now to tell us what he thinks of that and more, Tom Fitton. He's the president of Judicial Watch, and there are a lot of strange things for us to discuss here tonight. Tom, let's start out with Vindman. What is the deal? Robert O'Brien, the National Security Advisor, he is restructuring the National Security Council and its staff. Why not just move him, his brother, whomever, out?
Oh, I don't know. He shouldn't be there if I were the president. I don't know how we can expect the president to have any trust in this person's work, obviously given his personal dislike for the president and his policies. This is a man who substituted his views on what Ukraine should be doing for the views of the President of the United States, to me, which should mean that he should be nowhere near any policy-making body for the government. I guess the line is he'll just move along when his detail is over, and I don't think they should wait for the detail to be over.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what kind of rational process there is available, because here is, as you say, a man the president clearly wouldn't trust, who doesn't care for the president's policies on Ukraine. Why put up with that? Why not just give him something else to do? He is, after all, a public servant, serving in uniform, at least when he's testifying against the president. He might be better used in another post where he would be credible, perhaps, and have greater opportunity.
You know, and this is another example of how the deep state's able to work its ways. You have all these detailees going over to the National Security Council, many of whom don't appreciate the president or support him. And similarly, you have detailees going over to work with Congress to undermine the president of the United States. You've got federal officials, federal employees working with the majority in Congress, I bet you right now, on this coup effort.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. And, you know, maybe the president could, you know, maybe go over to the Pentagon and spend more time with, rather than having to send people, or drop over to the CIA and just kind of, you know, have coffee with them from time to time.
Well, reform is needed, Lou. We've got to protect the republic from these administrative overlords.
It's stunning. And there is, let's be clear, Vindman referred to the interagency, and my goodness, there was a reverence in the words on paper and as he spoke them in his opening statement. I mean, he talks about the interagency as you would expect, say he would refer to the commander-in-chief, to the White House, to the Pentagon, to the command structure. No, he worships at the altar of the interagency. It is stunning stuff.
Well, these are this is the Praetorian Guard that the Attorney General has warned us about. These are individuals in the administration or in any administration who believe they know better than the elected President of the United States. And this is the harm that's being done to our republic. You have individuals who disagreed with the President on policy who are being brought in to suggest that that disagreement means he needs to be removed from office. And that is a fundamental threat to our constitutional republic. And just look, you know, this is the alleged whistleblower whose name we're not supposed to mention. You know, he was a CIA officer, allegedly, over in the White House. Now, we got the documents about who he was visiting with.
I've got to do this because you mentioned the word whistleblower. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
We've got a hard commercial break in about 7 seconds. If you would, please stay with us through the commercial break, and we'll take up whistleblower next. We'll be right back.